No two fishing trips are ever identical. One moment is peaceful, the next, pure chaos. The deep sea hides endless mysteries, and fishermen never know what strange creatures or objects might emerge in their nets. Join us as we reveal the 20 creepiest things that left fishermen pale with shock out in the open ocean. Number 20. Singaporean alien sea star. In the waters of Singapore, a fisherman had a shocking moment when he pulled up his fishing line and found a creature that looked like it came straight out of a science fiction movie. Sitting on his boat was a strange living thing with dozens of twisting, squirming arms moving in a way that sent shivers down his spine. Experts later identified it as a basket star, a deep-sea cousin of the starfish known for its tangled, curling arms that seem to move in hypnotic patterns. Basket stars belong to the same family as starfish and brittle stars, but they are much more complex. Unlike their simpler relatives, these creatures have long, branch-like arms that keep growing and splitting into smaller sections. This helps them create a web-like structure, which they use to catch tiny fish and plankton floating in ocean currents. They are nocturnal hunters, spreading their arms wide at night like a living fishing net to trap their food. The fisherman was both amazed and creeped out when he noticed the creature's arms kept moving on their own even after being taken out of the water. This eerie movement happens because basket stars have a special nervous system that allows each arm to function by itself. Normally, these creatures live in deep waters, but sometimes strong ocean currents push them closer to shore. Their weird, almost alien-like appearance and mesmerizing movements make them one of the strangest and most fascinating creatures in the ocean, giving us a rare look into the mysterious world of the deep sea. Number 19. The terrifying viperfish. The Pacific viperfish is a deep-sea predator that looks like it belongs in a horror movie with its long, skinny body and terrifying face. This fish has sharp, needle-like teeth so huge that they curve back toward its eyes. In fact, its teeth are so big that it can't even close its mouth properly, making it look like it's always grinning in a creepy way. But despite its scary appearance, it only grows to about 12 inches long. These creatures live deep in the Pacific Ocean, anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000 feet below the surface, in a place where no sunlight ever reaches. To hunt in the darkness, they use glowing spots along their bodies and fins to lure prey. One special fin even works like a tiny fishing rod, giving off light to attract unsuspecting fish. When a fish gets close, the viperfish strikes in an instant, using its giant teeth to trap its meal. It mainly eats small fish and crustaceans. Most of what scientists know about this creepy fish comes from ones caught in deep-sea fishing nets or found washed up on shore after storms. Its horrifying look has inspired many sea monster legends, but in reality, it's just a perfectly built hunter surviving in one of the harshest places on Earth. The Pacific viperfish is proof that the ocean still holds some of the most mysterious and fearsome creatures ever seen. Number 18. Ancient Roman coins. A group of fishermen in 2016, near the coast of Israel, had no idea they were about to make an incredible discovery. While fishing in the Mediterranean Sea, they pulled up their nets and, behold, hundreds of ancient Roman coins mixed in with their usual catch. At first, they didn't know what they had stumbled upon, but once experts took a look, it became clear that these coins were from a Roman ship that had sunk in the sea centuries ago. After careful study, archaeologists determined that the coins dated back to a time between the 1st and 3rd centuries AD, when the Roman Empire ruled much of the Mediterranean. Made of bronze, copper, and silver, the coins displayed intricate designs of Roman emperors and gods, giving historians a rare look into the empire's economy and government. The discovery also provided insight into the trade routes used by Roman merchants, as these coins would have been used in buying and selling goods across different regions. Thanks to this accidental find, researchers gained valuable information about how the Romans conducted trade and managed their economy. It also served as a reminder of how much history still lies beneath the ocean, hidden and waiting to be uncovered. Number 17. Chamira Shark. Researchers exploring the deep waters of California and Hawaii made an incredible discovery using remotely operated vehicles. They recorded the first ever video of a pointy-nosed blue chimera. This deep-sea creature, also called a ghost shark, had only been seen before as lifeless specimens caught in fishing nets. Capturing live footage was a huge moment in marine science. Chimeras are distant relatives of sharks and rays, having evolved separately for nearly 400 million years. They have long, slender bodies that taper into whip-like tails, giving them an almost unreal appearance. Their pale, slightly see-through skin reflects the dim light of the deep ocean, and with large, wing-like fins, they glide effortlessly through the water. Their heads are blunt with a sharp snout, and their glowing, oversized eyes help them see in the darkness. Unlike sharks, they don't have sharp teeth. Instead, their mouths have tooth plates designed to crush the shells of their prey. The ghost shark was spotted nearly 7,900 meters beneath the surface, smoothly moving across the ocean floor. Scientists were surprised to find it in the northern hemisphere, since it was previously believed to live only near Australia and New Zealand. This discovery showed that the species' range was much larger than expected. Number 16. Longest oarfish ever caught. Oarfish are deep-sea creatures that most people never get to see. They are the longest bony fish in the world, growing as long as 56 feet. Because of their strange, snake-like bodies, many believe they inspired ancient sea serpent legends. These fish have long, ribbon-like bodies covered in shiny silver scales, making them look like something out of a myth. But despite their huge size, they are harmless and mainly eat small fish and plankton. In an incredible moment off the coast of San Diego, California, a group of Navy SEALs came across a gigantic oarfish weighing 300 pounds and stretching 23 feet long. The SEALs were in the middle of a regular training exercise when they saw something floating near the surface. At first, they thought it was just debris, but when they got closer, they realized it was a giant fish. Since oarfish usually live as deep as 3,300 feet underwater, seeing one near the surface was extremely rare. Scientists think these creatures only rise to the top when they are sick or dying, which might explain why this one was found. The SEALs struggled to drag the massive fish to shore, where marine biologists examined it. Its long, snake-like body had a bright red fin running all the way down its back, making it look almost unreal. Its huge, round eyes were perfectly designed for surviving in the pitch-black depths of the ocean. Now it's time for today's topic. A Navy pilot patrolling the waters near the Irish coast of Donegal made a shocking discovery when he spotted a massive shark of unbelievable size surfacing from the deep. The creature, estimated to be over 70 feet long, appeared suddenly, its enormous dorsal fin cutting through the waves like a knife. This is the first time a shark of this magnitude has ever been sighted in Irish waters, leaving experts and locals stunned. The pilot, who managed to capture images of the creature from his aircraft, described it as otherworldly. Its sheer size dwarfed nearby fishing boats, and its movements were slow yet powerful, as if it had come from the deepest parts of the ocean. It's unlike anything we've ever seen in these waters, the pilot reported. Marine biologists are now analyzing the footage, speculating whether this could be a previously unknown species, or even a surviving relative of the prehistoric Megalodon. The size and location are unprecedented, one expert commented. The sighting has sparked fear and fascination, with many wondering if this massive predator is a one-time visitor, or if more could be lurking in the depths of the Atlantic. For now, the mysterious shark remains an enigma, adding to the ocean's endless secrets. Number 15. Deadville Fish. A fisherman from Sydney named Trapman Burmy shared a picture of a strange-looking fish on his page in 2019, hoping someone could help identify it. "I have no idea what this is. Any thoughts?" he asked, but instead of serious answers, he got a wave of jokes. One person commented, "That's exactly how I felt last Sunday morning after a wild night out." Others compared the fish to people they knew. "Looks like my sister," someone joked, while another said, "That's my ex's mother." A few users blamed pollution, saying things like, "This is what happens when we dump too much plastic in the ocean," and "Fukushima freaky fish." Some tried to solve the mystery, guessing it was a hainmalies, also called the ghostly sea devil. This deep-sea fish lives in tropical and subtropical waters as far down as 2,250 feet. Its creepy appearance comes from a lack of skin pigment, making its muscles and even parts of its skeleton visible. Not everyone agreed, though. Some thought it might be a rare species of humpback anglerfish or even a mutant loosejaw. Whatever it was, the fish didn't survive long enough for scientists to study it, and no other living specimens have been caught since. Number 14. Live grenade. In 2020, two teenagers in Shelbyville, Indiana, were out magnet fishing, a hobby where people use strong magnets to pull metal objects from underwater. While searching in the Big Blue River, they pulled up something they never expected, a live hand grenade. Realizing it could be dangerous, they quickly called the police. Local officers arrived fast and secured the area to keep everyone safe. Soon after, the Indiana State Police Explosive Ordnance Disposal Team showed up to take care of the situation. After carefully inspecting the grenade, they confirmed it was still active and could explode. The team safely removed it and took it to a secure location where they carried out a controlled detonation. No one knew for sure how the grenade ended up in the river. Some guessed it might have been an old military souvenir that was thrown away, while others thought someone might have dumped it to hide evidence. Number 13. $1 million worth of cocaine. Off the coast of Charleston, South Carolina, in 2023, a group of fishermen got the surprise of their lives when they pulled in something completely unexpected. A package filled with what turned out to be about $1 million worth of cocaine. They had set out for a regular day of fishing when they noticed a strange bundle floating on the water. Curious, they brought it on board and found several tightly wrapped bricks covered in plastic, likely to keep them from getting wet. The fishermen quickly realized that they had stumbled upon something serious. Wanting to avoid trouble, they immediately called the authorities. The United States Coast Guard and the DEA arrived shortly after to secure the package. The bricks were taken to a lab for testing, and experts confirmed that it was high-purity cocaine. The entire bundle weighed about 66 pounds and had a street value of roughly $1 million. No arrests were made, but law enforcement had a pretty good idea of where the narcotics might have come from. When large amounts of cocaine like this show up, they often trace back to international cartels or criminal organizations. Some of the top suspects included major Mexican cartels like the Cartel de Jalisco Nueva Generación, which are known for smuggling illegal substances into the United States using ocean routes. South American traffickers were also a possibility since most of the world's cocaine is made in Colombia, Peru, and Bolivia. Colombian crime groups, including old members of the Cali and Medellin cartels, often work with Mexican cartels to move hard substances north. Another theory pointed to smuggling networks in the Caribbean, where traffickers use small, high-speed boats or even fishing vessels to sneak narcotics into the southeastern United States. Whoever was behind it, one thing was clear: the fishermen had pulled in a catch they never expected. Number 12. World's largest seahorse. A fisherman made an incredible discovery off the coast of Britain, pulling up what is now considered the largest seahorse ever found. This surprising catch has sparked new hope for these rare and endangered sea creatures. In Poole Harbor, Dorset, Michael Bailey was out fishing for mullet when he accidentally caught a massive spiny seahorse in his net. According to experts, this seahorse was nearly twice the usual size for its species and broke the previous size record by almost 2 inches. The giant creature wrapped its tail around Mr. Bailey's net and held on as he and his crewmate, Malcolm Glover, hauled in their catch. As soon as they noticed how unusually large the seahorse was, they contacted a seahorse expert from their boat. The expert advised them to measure the creature and take a picture before releasing it safely back into the English Channel. They also recorded the exact spot where they found it. Once they returned to shore, seahorse expert Neil Garrick Maidment, director of the Seahorse Trust, confirmed that this was the biggest wild seahorse ever recorded anywhere in the world. The seahorse measured 13.4 inches, securing Mr. Bailey's place in history. Interestingly, he also holds the record for the second and third largest seahorses ever recorded in the British Isles, with the other two measuring 11.8 inches and 9.4 inches. Number 11. Massive mantis shrimp. In the northwest part of Russia, a group of fishermen had a shocking moment when they pulled in a mantis shrimp that was a whopping 18 inches long, way bigger than usual. These creatures are famous for their bright colors and super fast hunting skills, but most of them only grow to about 12 inches. Seeing one this huge was both surprising and a bit of a mystery, especially since mantis shrimp are normally found in warm tropical waters. Mantis shrimp are some of the ocean's toughest hunters. They have special front limbs that strike so fast and hard that they've been called thumb splitters because they can crack glass or seriously hurt someone's hand. There are two types: smashers, which punch at 50 miles per hour to crush shells, and spearers, which use sharp spines to stab their prey. The one found in Russia was a smasher, and even after being caught, its powerful club-like limbs still packed a punch. The fishermen were amazed by how colorful the shrimp was, with shades of green, blue, and orange making it stand out. Scientists were just as surprised since mantis shrimp this big are rarely seen, and they don't normally live in Russian waters. Some believe it may have ended up there by hitching a ride in the ballast water of a ship, while others think rising ocean temperatures might be allowing these creatures to explore new areas. Number 10. Colossal squid. In 2007, a group of fishermen in the freezing waters of Antarctica made an unbelievable discovery. They accidentally caught a colossal squid, which turned out to be the biggest one ever recorded. This giant of the deep weighed around 500 kilograms and stretched an incredible 33 feet long. The fishermen had been trying to catch Patagonian toothfish in the Ross Sea when they unexpectedly pulled up this rare creature. Colossal squids are some of the most mysterious animals in the ocean. They are even bigger than giant squids and hold the title of the largest invertebrates on the planet. One of their most fascinating features is their enormous eyes, as big as dinner plates, which help them see in the dark waters where sunlight never reaches. This particular squid was in amazing condition, giving scientists a rare chance to examine it up close. It had 8 strong arms and 2 super long tentacles covered in sharp, rotating hooks, perfect for grabbing onto prey. On top of that, it had a beak powerful enough to slice through fish and even pieces of whale flesh. Because of these weapons, the colossal squid is considered one of the top predators of the deep, feasting on large fish and other sea creatures. After the discovery, the squid was carefully preserved and is now on display at the Museum of New Zealand Te Papa Tongarewa. Studying it gave researchers new insights into how these massive creatures survive in the freezing, pitch-black waters of the Antarctic Ocean, revealing more about a world few humans will ever see. Number 9. Giant eyeball. Back in 2012, a massive blue eyeball about the size of a softball washed up on Pompano Beach, Florida, leaving people both amazed and puzzled. Some thought it belonged to a giant squid, a deep-sea monster, or some unknown creature lurking in the ocean. The curiosity spread fast, and soon experts from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission stepped in to figure out the truth. After carefully examining its size, color, and structure, marine biologists determined that the eyeball most likely came from a large swordfish. These fish can weigh over 1,000 pounds and have enormous eyes designed for hunting in deep waters. The smooth cuts around the eyeball suggested it had been removed by a fisherman, likely while cleaning the fish before bringing it to shore. Once the investigation was done, the eyeball was placed in a special solution called formalin to keep it from decaying. It was then stored at the Fish and Wildlife Research Institute for future studies. Its exact location today isn't widely known, but it's likely still preserved for research. At first, some thought it could have come from a marlin or even a giant squid, but experts ruled that out after comparing its features. While the discovery sparked all kinds of wild theories, the truth turned out to be much simpler than the spooky stories people imagined. Number 8. The hideous wolfish. Off the coast of Japan, a group of fishermen reeled in a giant wolfish that left everyone shocked. This enormous fish stretched more than 6 feet long, which is way bigger than the usual size of a wolfish, since they normally grow to about 4 feet. It had a thick, muscular body, a huge head, and strong jaws packed with sharp, jagged teeth that looked like they could bite through almost anything. Wolfish are known for their scary look and powerful bite, which helps them crush hard-shelled creatures like crabs and sea urchins. When news of the catch spread, people started wondering what made this fish so huge. Some thought it might have something to do with environmental changes, maybe even radiation from the Fukushima disaster, but marine experts believed its size was just a result of old age and having plenty of food to eat. Wolfish live deep in the ocean, hiding in cold, rocky areas where they wait to ambush their prey. They can live for as long as 20 years, and since they never stop growing, the older they get, the bigger they become. The fishermen who caught the giant wolfish were both amazed and a little scared of its monstrous look. Pictures of the fish quickly spread online, and people started making up stories, comparing it to sea monsters from Japanese legends. While its size was definitely rare, this wolfish was a reminder that the ocean is full of creatures that seem straight out of a horror movie. Number 7. Malacostius Niger. Roman Fedortsov, a fisherman from Russia famous for pulling up creepy sea creatures, caught something straight out of a nightmare. It was a slimy, terrifying fish called Malacostius Niger, also known as the black dragonfish. This eerie-looking creature lives deep in the ocean, hiding in complete darkness at depths between 500 and 2,000 feet. It has a long, eel-like body and is completely black, making it nearly invisible in its deep-sea home. One of the scariest things about the black dragonfish is its massive, needle-sharp teeth that curve inward, perfect for trapping anything unlucky enough to swim too close. Its oversized mouth allows it to swallow prey almost half its size. What makes this fish even more dangerous is its ability to glow with red bioluminescent light, something most deep-sea creatures can't even see. This sneaky trick helps it spot prey without being noticed, giving it a deadly hunting advantage. With its slippery, scaly body, the black dragonfish moves effortlessly through the water, using as little energy as possible to survive in the deep sea's harsh conditions. Its terrifying look and incredible hunting skills make it one of the ocean's most fearsome predators. When Roman Fedortsov shared photos of his catch, the internet was stunned by its alien-like features. Scientists were also thrilled, as it gave them a rare chance to learn more about one of the strangest and most mysterious creatures lurking in the ocean's depths. Number 6. Giant antlers. Off the coast of Ireland, a surprising discovery had archaeologists and marine biologists buzzing with excitement. Massive ancient antlers were pulled from the ocean in 2021. A group of fishermen was out trolling the seabed near the Irish coast when they unexpectedly caught something huge in their nets. When they hauled it up, they realized they had found a giant set of antlers stretching more than 10 feet across. Experts quickly identified them as belonging to the Irish elk, a species known as Megaloceros giganteus. These animals were among the largest deer to ever walk the earth, standing about 7 feet tall at the shoulders. The males had enormous antlers, which could grow as wide as 12 feet. The Irish elk lived across Europe and parts of Asia thousands of years ago during the late Pleistocene and eventually disappeared between 7,700 and 11,000 years ago. Scientists think their extinction was caused by climate change and hunting by early humans. The antlers recovered from the ocean floor were in surprisingly good condition. The cold water and low oxygen levels at the bottom of the sea helped slow down decay, keeping them well preserved for thousands of years. After the discovery, the antlers were carefully taken to the National Museum of Ireland, where experts conducted further research. Carbon dating tests showed that they were about 10,500 years old, meaning they dated back to the end of the last ice age. At that time, sea levels were rising, which suggests that the place where these antlers were found was once dry land long before it was covered by water. Number 5. Dinosaur footprints. Back in 2014, a group of fishermen near New Zealand made an astonishing discovery while out at sea. As they dragged their nets along the ocean floor in the South Pacific, they unknowingly pulled up a large stone with something unusual on it. What they found was a fossilized dinosaur footprint that had been buried for about 75 million years. At first, they thought it was just another ordinary rock, but after experts took a closer look, they realized it was the preserved footprint of a dinosaur, possibly a giant plant eater or a meat-eating theropod. Paleontologists were amazed by the find. This ancient footprint provided a rare glimpse into the lives of dinosaurs that once roamed the land. The imprint was so well preserved that scientists could see clear details of the dinosaur's toes, helping them estimate the size and movement of the creature. It was a unique piece of history, giving researchers a chance to study how these prehistoric giants walked and lived. The discovery also helped scientists understand how the fossil managed to survive for so long. It was likely carried by ocean currents after erosion broke it away from land. The fishermen's unexpected catch not only expanded knowledge about dinosaurs but also proved that incredible pieces of history are still hidden beneath the sea, waiting to be found. Number 4. Japan's underwater city. Back in 1985, a surprising underwater find near Japan left experts completely amazed. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, about 100 feet below the surface near a small island called Yonaguni, divers came across something that looked like the remains of an ancient city. This place, later named the Yonaguni Monument, had giant stone structures shaped like pyramids, platforms, and terraces, making people wonder if it once belonged to a long-lost civilization. The most eye-catching part of the site is a set of steep, layered steps. Some believe these were carefully carved by humans long ago, while others argue that natural forces shaped them over time. The stone formations have sharp edges and right angles, which make them look man-made, but geologists insist that shifting tectonic plates may have caused their unusual shapes. Over the years, divers exploring the area have spotted what looked like walls, pathways, and even what could be a giant monument or pyramid. Some people even think this place might be connected to lost cities from legends, like Atlantis or other forgotten civilizations. Even though experts still debate whether the Yonaguni Monument was built by humans or created naturally, the mystery remains unsolved. This underwater site continues to attract researchers and adventure seekers, keeping the possibility of lost histories alive beneath the waves. It remains one of the most fascinating and puzzling discoveries in underwater archaeology. Number 3. Ancient Chinese ceramics. In 2007, a group of fishermen near Belitung Island, Indonesia, stumbled upon something they never expected. While pulling up their nets, they found more than just fish. Hidden among their usual catch were pieces of ancient Chinese pottery. At first, they didn't think much of it, but as they took a closer look, they noticed the delicate patterns and fine details. It wasn't long before they realized they had pulled up something truly special, the remains of an old shipwreck that had been sitting at the bottom of the ocean for centuries. The pottery included all kinds of items like vases, bowls, and teacups. Experts later determined that these pieces dated back to the 15th and 16th centuries, during the time of the Ming Dynasty. Back then, China was deeply involved in international trade, sending goods across Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and even farther. This discovery helped historians understand just how connected the world was in those days. Soon after, local authorities and archaeologists stepped in to carefully recover and protect the fragile ceramics. The fishermen's surprising find gave researchers a glimpse into ancient Chinese trade, shipbuilding techniques, and cultural exchanges. It also served as a reminder that shipwrecks act like time capsules, preserving history that would have otherwise been lost. But this isn't the only incredible piece of the past that has been accidentally brought to the surface. Up next is another find just as ancient. Number 2. Ancient sword. Some fishermen near Turkey made an unbelievable discovery while pulling up their net. Instead of just fish, they found an old sword from the time of the Crusades. Even though it had been underwater for centuries, it was still in surprisingly good condition. The sword was pulled from the Mediterranean Sea close to the ancient city of Antakya, which was once known as Antioch. This area played an important role during the First Crusade in the late 11th century. Experts later confirmed that the sword was from the 12th century, a period when the Crusades were at their peak. It had a unique cross-shaped hilt, a design that was common among the weapons used by Christian knights. The blade had clear signs of wear, suggesting it had been used in battle. Based on where it was found, some historians believe it might have been lost during a naval fight or dropped into the sea while being transported by one of the crusading armies. At first, the fishermen didn't realize they had found something valuable, but once experts examined it, the discovery became a big deal for historians and archaeologists. The sword gave a rare, real-life connection to the brutal battles and religious conflicts of that time. Now, it serves as a priceless artifact that helps people understand medieval warfare. This surprising find is just another example of how the sea holds hidden pieces of history, waiting to be brought to light. Number 1. The slimy sea lamprey. Millions of years ago, back when dinosaurs still roamed the earth, a strange fish called the sea lamprey was already swimming through the waters. Unlike most fish, it doesn't have a jaw. Instead, it looks more like an eel with a long, slippery body that feels smooth to the touch. But the most unsettling thing about this creature is its mouth, with a round, suction-like disc packed with rows of tiny, hooked teeth. With this terrifying mouth, the lamprey latches onto other fish and sucks out their blood and body fluids. Because of the way it feeds, the sea lamprey is one of the most feared parasites in the water. Once it attaches itself to a fish, it digs into the flesh using its sharp teeth, creating an open wound. Then, it slowly drinks the blood, sometimes until the fish becomes too weak to survive. Over the course of hundreds of millions of years, the lamprey has hardly changed, proving just how tough and adaptable it is. Although they were once common in oceans, these creatures now live in freshwater rivers and lakes, especially in North America and parts of Europe. In some places, like the Great Lakes, they have become a serious problem, wiping out fish populations and harming local ecosystems. Even though parasites like the sea lamprey play an important role in nature, their impact on fishing and native wildlife has made them a major concern for scientists and environmentalists. Which of these things fascinates you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.